Welcome to the 10 most brutal medieval punishments, brought to you by Snapshots Through Time. In this video, we will explore the brutal and barbaric methods used to punish criminals in the olden days. Before we get into this, please be warned some of the punishments you may find disturbing. So the first horrific punishment that was used was the crucifixion, one of the most brutal forms of execution in ancient Rome, where the condemned person was nailed or tied to a wooden cross and left to die a slow and agonizing death. The second punishment on this list is the gladiatorial combat. Here, prisoners, slaves, and criminals were forced to fight to the death in arenas for the entertainment of the Roman populace. The simple rule to this was, you fight to the death. Last one standing gets to live. Third on the list was pretty gruesome to say the least, and was referred to as damnatio ad bestias. Condemned individuals were thrown into arenas with starved wild animals, such as lions, bears, or wolves, where they would be torn apart or mauled to death. And what made this punishment truly horrific was the fact that the crowds would cheer and applaud the show, adding humiliation to the pain. Moving on to the fourth punishment on the list. This is the usual bread and butter for any cruel empire: flogging. Punishment by whipping, often carried out publicly, where the victim's back would be lacerated by a whip or scourge, sometimes resulting in severe injury or death. And halfway through the list, and the fifth punishment, is more to do with betrayal and mutiny in the empire. Decimation, a disciplinary practice in the Roman army where every 10th soldier in a mutinous or disobedient unit would be randomly selected and executed by their fellow soldiers. This was carried out to install fear into fellow soldiers who thought about leaving the empire. Sixth on the list was the crucifixion upside down, crux simplex. Inverted crucifixion, where the victim's head would be positioned downward, leading to a more prolonged and excruciating death. Moving up to seventh on the list, amputation. Cutting off body parts, such as hands, fingers, or tongues, was used as punishment for various crimes or as a means of social control. Eighth on this horrific list is exposure. Abandoning individuals, particularly infants or unwanted individuals, in desolate places to die from starvation, exposure to the elements, or wild animals. Ninth on this horrific list is burning alive. Particularly used for crimes such as treason or arson, where the condemned person would be tied to a stake and set on fire, experiencing immense pain until death. Last but not least is number 10, crushing by elephants, used for particularly heinous crimes or as a spectacle, where the condemned person would be placed under the foot of an elephant and crushed to death. We hope you enjoyed this list from Snapshots Through Time, and don't forget to look out for other historical content on this channel. Thank you for watching.